All right, I mistimed that ever so slightly, but we are back. It's game number 1. Now, this is the Elimination Series, and this is where one of your favorite Terrans will be removed from the tournament. No chance to go to Vancouver, and no more awesome games. So cheer hard for one of these two. Spawning to the lower left, we have none other than the blue INnoVation.
And the top right from Sidestorm Gaming, the red Terran, this is GuMiho. And you know what, Rifkin? There can be only one. It's just like Highlander, but I just can't imagine a tournament full of Koreans that doesn't have GuMiho or INnoVation in it.
Well, there's a little bit of story for this, which I'll get into in just a second, but quickly, big thank you. Supply Depots United just dropped off $50. He says, why have tea versus coffee debate when you can have a TvT? Well played, sir. Well played.
Hey. Took me about a split second to get that one. My brain's not in full cylinders.
$50 is still a lot of money, though, man. Thank you so much for that. But on this note, last year, a few weeks ago, actually, to the date, we had done the Ting Open at the Corsair Finals. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty good times, and we got to see GuMiho kick everybody's ass there. It would be awesome to see GuMiho continue and create this trend of attending base trade-related events overseas. So I'm a little bit excited to see him go, but at the same time, the amount of hype somebody like INnoVation brings to come to Canada to play in the event, I'm so torn. And then even that being said, it doesn't guarantee either player gets out of the group because they have to still fight Impact, who already garbaged GuMiho. It's a bit of exaggeration, but Impact's playing really good today, and he's the final boss.
Impact gave GuMiho the StarCraft equivalent of Swirly. Dunked his head in the toilet and put flush.
It's an incredibly bully way to phrase it, but yeah, it's totally true.
Pulled GuMiho's jockstrap over his head.
Or, no, wait, he played INnoVation. I'm mixing up my Terrans. I'm dumb.
Oh, whatever. Y'all Terrans look alike.
But, okay, my point is, whether it's GuMiho or whether it's INnoVation, Impact is a terrifying guy to be the last one you got to fight to get out of the group. And before that, too, they got to stress, these are the best Terrans in Korea clashing right now. They got to get through each other first.
They certainly do. Neither one of them is a pushover, to say the least. We've got a very regular opening here from INnoVation. No surprises there. 2 Reaper here with a Hellion going across the map. And GuMiho does have units to be able to defend. They're kind of split up a little bit here, but one Cyclone can take this fight all by himself.
Oh, I was kind of hoping
on the retreat here as well.
They get 2 of them at this rate. I was really hoping he'd throw grenades to cut him off at the pass, but nice micro back on the low Reaper. INnoVation does keep his alive, barely, but this isn't super critical. One of the big things, though, by escaping and high ground vision, INnoVation knows GuMiho won't be able to press the attack. He won't be able to cancel the command center building or anything like that. So they both just kind of reel off of this.
Both players have actually got very, very mirrored builds here, apart from GuMiho getting that third gas a lot quicker than INnoVation, which kind of means he probably wants to mech here. He actually, both players are going for the same sort of unit composition, same expansion timings, and Starport with Tech Lab. Both players even getting a Raven at the same time. A slight difference to see now with the Tech Lab going down. There's an add-on there with the... You can see the Tech Lab builds so much quicker than the reactor. I'd like to see what that is on there. Okay. So it looks like INnoVation's probably going to go for the bio option here. GuMiho, with his fast expansion, I kind of feel like he wants to go mech.
Well, the Ravens I love, because first off, INnoVation has, I feel, piloted more of what TvT meta became than GuMiho has necessarily. Like, even back in the day of Acer Team Story Cup, INnoVation was setting the standard with Cloaked Banshees, right? So we know what he's done, and well, a lot of players would go 2 Ravens, INnoVation would push a 3rd, and yada, yada, yada. The Raven brings some really cool functionality, though. The interference matrix totally screws over every unit in the early game. I mean, Cyclones, tank, you name it, they can't cast anything, but the bigger thing is, can you interference matrix your opponent's Raven and keep them from interference matrixing you?
Yeah, it's so funny. It's kind of like Infested Broodlord era, where there was the, like in ZDP, where either the mothership would vortex your army and you'd lose, or you neural the mothership and vortex their army and you'd win. Who cast their spell first?
Well, speaking of Banshees, it's GuMiho who's got that one coming.
Oh, I called it, man. Holy shit.
Double armories. I mean, he's setting up for a really great mech follow-up. but this really has limited opportunities. The Raven's gonna be there for detection. Hell, it can even drop an auto turret now again, because it couldn't before for a long time. And the auto turret and the Cyclone should deal with this without issue. Hell, the Marine's even gonna scout this, right here.
Yeah, scouts that Banshee. Of course, the Banshee's always going to win that fight, but the more important thing is not that the Marine wins that fight, rather that he sees it coming. So he has that information.
I love that grenade. Kills him midair! Ooh, that was slick!
Nice.
But the army supply for GuMiho expectedly is lower. That's the problem. You play mech, it's more expensive, so ramping it up is not as quick. It leaves you with a couple units that you're missing for sure. But INnoVation with tanks to skip past any attempt at the Cyclone versus Cyclone game, and that makes me all the happier, because I really hate how TvT is Cyclone versus Cyclone most of the time. The fact that both players have moved past it already, this looks like it's going to be a really good matchup, Maynard.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that one. This is a scary army here from INnoVation. He has a little more army supply, like you mentioned. He's, GuMiho is powering. He's going for that quicker expansion, what a lot of mech players want to do. Like, have as many gases as possible, as many minerals as possible. GuMiho, move! Get up.
Oh, the anti-armor missile is pretty slick. Follow up too, because a lot of the Marines. But that was all the juice on the Raven. And now he's going to be in some trouble, because guess what? INnoVation comes, sure, he's missing a lot of the Marines, and that sucks. What does GuMiho have at home but 2 tanks? This Raven can interference matrix both of them.
Yeah, certainly can. Has enough energy for 2 interference matrix here. Vikings, though, here from GuMiho. It's a little bit annoying, considering he doesn't have that many Marines left.
Yeah, he can actually zone this out really nicely. Even just picking off the medevacs would be awesome. But the Raven's not going to push into the rest of the armies here to support it. Looks like a Banshee gets sent home as well. She's not picked off much, but she might be useful to grab some tanks here. People ask about the orange tanks. So I guess if you don't know how the mechanic works, when the anti-armor missile hits, anything it paints orange gets -3 armor. Well, that doesn't get -3 armor. It has -3 armor applied to it. So if you get 2 armor, you'll actually have -1 and take 1 bonus damage from all sources. It's a scary, scary thing, especially in the early game when nobody has any upgrades. It's like giving your army a temporary +3 boost.
And at the moment, in the current iteration of StarCraft 2, it does damage as well. A flat 30 damage.
Oh man, he grabs all the tanks! They're all locked down! This lets him siege up, and INnoVation takes positioning. Vikings in the sky can't deal with this.
Well, if he gets rid of the bio, the SCVs could actually wrap around these tanks with this Viking support to get rid of them, but the SCVs, not enough.
The Banshee's gonna eventually clean this up, but these tanks having killed 16 workers, this was a lot of damage done.
Oh man, and GuMiho never got cloaked, so those Banshees can't hide from the anti-air.
Ooh, landing the Vikings may have not been the sweetest idea. They do a lot of damage to mechanical though, so I can understand why you would want to do that, but that was a mistake.
Yeah. Man. That's a huge push. These tanks coming down now. They're in range of these tanks of INnoVation though. Looks like 2 of them might go down. Oh no, he does pick off that last one. Thanks to the interference matrix here of his own Raven.
Oh man, you know what's really funny? When there's like a huge scumbag in your Twitch chat who's brave enough to show his face. See you later, dude.
Wow, that's super easy. Nice.
All right, this attack from the top side wraps around, and there's not enough tank coverage. This is why we see the medevacs boosting these Hellbats. They want to get in, they gotta fight. GuMiho's found himself really stretched thin between these 2 defensive points, but at the same time, INnoVation's not really risking anything by this, right? He's got his 3rd base mining. He's up 10 workers on the other side of the field.
Yeah, INnoVation's sitting pretty here. Honestly, I prefer the composition that INnoVation's going for, and it's not even composition. It's not the size of the ship, Rifkin. It's the motion in the ocean. He's using them so well, and he's really hit GuMiho so hard with his first push. It's gonna be actually tough for GuMiho to come back. But I gotta say, GuMiho's upgrades look really good, like really good. His army is quite powerful.
That being said, though, it's still not matching the same type of army, right? This isn't like comparing 2-2 when it's bio versus bio. It is mech versus bio, and I think the upgrades might not be that impressive, but hold the train on that. These tanks go down, and this is a bigger problem. Regardless of what your upgrades are, if you don't have tanks to fight tanks, you're going to have a bad time. But getting past the tanks, he drops in the main. He had past tense dropped in the natural. And these Hellions have been doing a great job responding to all this.
Yeah, certainly. A bio on the main here from INnoVation looking for any kind of damage, and he has found 9 SCVs worth of damage with the third and the main combined.
I mean, Marauder.
It's one Marauder.
Heat-resistant plating.
Like a boss.
I mean, that medevac kept that thing alive forever. Total of 9 kills. I mean, this is now a difference of 20 workers, Maynard. This is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's starting to really spiral out of control here. See the INnoVation's on 71 workers with GuMiho on 51. That's a massive difference. This is a mirror matchup. Being up 20 workers in a mirror matchup is incredible.
He's dropping on top of this. Okay, good thing he unsieged these. But look at that supply block. GuMiho's actually having so much trouble building right now. So losing units helps him out in that weird regard. But the tanks go down. The Marauders have some longevity, of course. But the whole army, most importantly, gets brought back home. It stops GuMiho from moving for any kind of counterattack maneuver.
Oh, well, I mean, he does still have so many tanks, but they're a little bit immobile at the moment, and they're not on across the map doing any damage to INnoVation, who's on 4 bases right now.
You know what, though? It's a really low army supply for INnoVation in comparison, though. But with 26 workers remaining, he doesn't have to kill much. GuMiho won't replace any army that he loses here. INnoVation is up 3 times the workers.
He is, but the workers aren't so good in a fight. And this mech is 2-2 against Bio that's still on 1-1. Can he get the job done here?
Oh my god, I just realized. Anti-armor missile and blue flame? These Marines are going to get close to one shot, Maynard.
Yeah. I mean, TvT in StarCraft 2, similar to Brood War in the sense that it is all about the siege tank. Can it happen here?
That's the big question, right? He doesn't even have to hold on to the third. He's got a fourth. Like, as long as INnoVation doesn't over-dedicate to a fight, he could be okay. But, oh, he's going to base trade this. Boy, he's flying across the map of the bio.
All right, well, INnoVation's going in. And meanwhile, GuMiho's knocking on that front door with his massive scaring push with so many tanks. The Liberator has a few Marines to contend with, but it leaves the tank shots open for the Hellbats to close the distance. And here comes INnoVation's counter drop.
Now, if he bulks up in his main, this could maybe hold on, right? But the Hellbats are already on top of all of these units. The tank's not getting much done. He's not killing GuMiho fast enough. And GuMiho on the other side of the map, too. Let's not forget, he always just start floating buildings. There's corners of this map you can hide in for quite some time.
And it's primarily Marauders in this army of INnoVation that he's dropping as well, so the anti-air potential is not really there.
Well, actually,
I think
this fight goes away from the tanks, and GuMiho had a much stronger army when he was up 20 Hellbats, but those all just disappeared.
Yeah, he just miscontrolled that a little bit. The Hellbats needed to be in that tank range, and these Marauders can trade very nicely against this army, although the Cyclones are really making things awkward for GuMiho.
The Cyclones just went ham. He's got the upgrade for them, so they get the extra shots. But the medevacs still stand. The Marauders are not going down fast enough. I mean, both players look like they clean up the defense eventually. Who took more damage? Who is suffering more from this? GuMiho's on +3 weapon upgrades with a very small army. INnoVation's got more maneuverability and more mobility. Excuse me, I couldn't think of the word for a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, GuMiho is sort of like the warrior with a lot of strength stats, and INnoVation is the rogue with a lot of dexterity. The potential for critical attacks is huge here for INnoVation, but GuMiho has that fighting power.
All right, D&D nerd, calm down for a sec.
Will he get it? Will he get a critical hit here with his dice roll? These Liberators!
Well, I think he might, Maynard, because it's not really reliable anti-air. The Cyclones can eventually clear this up, but not before a couple more tanks go down. He's not focused firing the one on the right, but he'll get the one on the left.
Oh man, he could have gotten the other tank there.
No!
Massive move here from INnoVation. There's that critical backstab attack here. The rogue is getting GuMiho with the coup de grace here.
Oh my god, I hate you so much, but I love you at the same time. This is one tank to defend. If he just dives in with the Marauders, he could easily focus that down. He's not, though, so it's a little awkward, but he's still going to win this. And GuMiho with 8 workers, there's no amount of mules that'll bring him back into this. However, his secret base, all the SCVs that had survived, they're discovered.
Damn,
I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think INnoVation's got this. GG.
Yeah, he does. GG. Man, it's not all that strength. Sometimes it's about intelligence and dexterity, and that's what the army of INnoVation had. Well played.
So beyond good, though.
GuMiho's door.
These guys really took that to the extreme. Like, I think a lot of people lose their minds when there's an hour-long game of StarCraft 2. But, like, that was one of those games where it had the same amount of hype in a condensed period. And I just love, too, it wasn't Cyclone versus Cyclone. That, like, for me, is so notable in a Terran versus Terran matchup.
Shout out to Fez20 in chat, by the way, who doesn't have eyes connected to his brain. It's rare to see a human chatting in Twitch chat that doesn't have that ability. It's crazy. It says TvT quite boring after that game.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Nice one. Good call.
Sorry your parents didn't raise you right, man.
Yeah.
All right, stop for me because I don't want to fight against INnoVation. We got Catalyst coming up next, and after this series is done, we'll start a giveaway. I'm actually on the fly learning how to do that with Stream Elements, guys. So, bits on bits coming in. 100 from Online Strategic. Fuck, I'm not going to say that name.
Online strategy, I don't know. With the 100 bits. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Let's hop into Catalyst. See you guys in game. Trying to come back, all his stupid giggles coming out of this guy. I love him, but he's crazy. All right, folks, we're in game number 2. You ruined me too, man. Spawning here in the upper left, it is the blue Terran. He won with some nice perseverance. It's INnoVation.
And in the bottom right, with a scary mech push that did not work out in the end, this is Psystorm Gaming's GuMiho.
I have to admit, my little emoticon joke there is not necessarily original. I used it in Fast Feed stream the other day. She was having a lot
seen it before.
She was struggling really hard with some audio delay issues. I'm like, so I used the same joke.
I haven't seen Fastfy since like when you were there as well when at the Twitch after party of BlizzCon. That was the first time I'd seen Fastfy in years, and we're old friends from like way back. So it was so sick to see her again.
I know she's back in Aussie land now. I don't know the layout of the land. I don't know if you guys are close or not, but I'm sad because it means she's streaming at Aussie hours, so that's when we cast StarCraft 2 in the morning, and I end up missing it.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man.
She's in Bris Vegas if she's back to where she was, which is about 1,600 kilometers from me. It's not exactly an easy visit.
It's a day's hike. Then some.
It's a hike in a little bit, yeah. It's a hot minute.
Thank you for the 100 more bits, by the way. I'm not going to get it right again, so I'm just going to say thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for the bits. Also, because we do have a little bit of time, as these guys are opening with nothing too cray-cray, quickly, if you're subbed to the channel, whether you're a brand new sub, you're an old sub, you're thinking about subscribing, or maybe you got that Prime button, the point of this message is that the replay packs from this cast today, all these games, are going to be available on our subscriber Discord channel probably about an hour or so after the broadcast. So if you want to get your hands on those, make sure you're A, getting your Discord synced up with your Twitch. You can connect the two pretty easily. And then B, joining the sub room on the BaseTradeTV Discord server. There's links to it, but of course you can always just join off discord.gg/BaseTradeTV. But if you sync your account and you're subscribed, you can automatically join through there. You don't have to use Discord regularly. You don't have to be chatting with us every day, and you certainly don't have to use the voice comms. But at least know how to access the resources to get the replay packs, to get the secret information about things that are coming up. Because we have some pretty cool announcements we should be making this week to our subscribers first, and then to the public in a couple of weeks from now. So get on it.
Speaking of resources, Denmark is the best, who's been donating quite a fair bit in the stream. Wants to know, should he subscribe? I think the answer to that question is the same answer to, is Denmark the best?
Nice.
Prove that Denmark is the best by hitting that star button up on the top right of the screen.
Right, it's like a math equation. Like, if Denmark equals the best, then subscriptions equal blank.
Subscription equals brackets true.
Solve for X.
Yeah, solve for X.
First new sub in a while, we got Mydrail. Thank you very much. Or Midriel? Sounds like an elf name. Oh no, it's INnoVation's rogue character from D&D.
Be confident. Just
No, I'm
say
just
it.
thinking that sounds like INnoVation's rogue character from D&D. It's
That is
Midriel, the
INnoVation's
elf.
rogue character. This is Midriel, the female elf rogue. That's INnoVation.
INnoVation would make a sexy female elf rogue. Let's be real.
he'd
Thank
be
you for
so
that
hot,
Prime
man.
sub.
Dude, I'd want someone to fan art the INnoVation night elf rogue or the sexy female elf rogue.
Just think
That-
INnoVation's
that lock
big circle
takes
glasses, and just like Photoshop that
Yeah.
on an elf, and you're good to go.
Got into GuMiho's fortress, lockpicked his treasure, stole it, and got out of there. GuMiho had no idea. He was too busy sending his barbarians for an attack on the other side of the board.
Okay, I love this. But we have some very, very interesting things happening, because last game we did see Raven versus Raven, not so much this time around. And while maybe it wasn't the craziest thing of all time, GuMiho doesn't have this Raven because he had gone for a second factory. Double reactoring at these factories, this leads to some of the earlier Terran all-ins that can be very devastating. And this Reaper's going to be able to hop up, give some high ground vision, open up that depot, supply block his opponent.
Yeah, when he gets this other depot, there's a block right there.
I
Nice
don't care
move from
how-
GuMiho, and he's going to go Cyclone Memes with +1, Rifkin.
Yeah, I don't care how sexy this elf might be, she's still vulnerable to attacks like
Man.
this.
Dude, I think that this elf is chaotic neutral. She's insane.
Well, this for GuMiho, if he pulls this off, it's going to be such a one-sided battle if it goes as expected. But that +1 is very far off. So for now, it's just the power of Cyclones, and I think with the Raven throwing out like just 2 interference matrices, you can shut down this attack in its entirety. Oh, hiccups, please, no, not now.
Hiccups, I was going to say, there it is.
Not now, not like this. Not in the middle of this
like
matchup.
Not like this. Well, this Raven's going to help out a little bit because you can interference matrix those Cyclones.
You know what,
get
actually, it's a tough choice because auto turrets might be better just in terms of the fact
Yeah,
that if the
actually-
Cyclones are focusing the bunker, you can get a lot of damage done. Because INnoVation can just
I
walk
agree
away
with
and
that.
come back like, what, 8 seconds later? Or however long the interference matrix lasts?
Oh, that bunker evaporates here to the
Wow.
DPS of those Cyclones.
Wow. It's the anti-armor is not a bad choice. I didn't consider this as an option. Because, you know, GuMiho's going to have +1 weapon upgrades, but if he's on -3 armor, then INnoVation's actually the one who has the better damage.
Dude, he set the AC number of GuMiho quite low here. There's
my,
potential
shut
for a
the-
critical hit. So,
This is where like, you accidentally move command, and that's the equivalent of rolling a 1. You critically failed hard, man.
critical fail. INnoVation falls in his face and breaks his nose.
I just love, by the way, this random kid who's just like the biggest fan of StarCraft, Midriel, subs to the channel, and is now like forever associated with INnoVation. That's either an amazing
And
honor or a horrible,
Midriel?
horrible. Yeah, Midriel.
Midriel, you had your own identity, and now you don't anymore. Now you're INnoVation's sexy female elf rogue.
Where's
taken that away
47
from you.
Yo, is 47 is watching right now? I'm calling this boy out. This guy is the greatest artist I know. And if there's one man who could make the best sexy INnoVation elf or in a
dude.
cosplay art of all time, it would be him.
Fan art, yeah. 47ers, I'm requesting a tunic that's tied up at the front with plenty of cleavage. Like, if you think it's enough cleavage, you're wrong. All right?
I want some like Sakimi-chan art level of fan art going on right now. These tanks need to set up. This is going to be tough. Those Cyclones still have a lot of damage with the tanks. They're wasting shots on the Hellions. He's not focus firing initially. Swaps the focus fire after. Is it too late? I think it's too late.
Some Cyclones. Too many Cyclones. They have +1 attack. They are shredding through this army of INnoVation. Easy peasy.
Dude, this was a really good defense out of GuMiho. Because those tanks should have caught him off guard a lot more than they did. But whether I think it was intentional with the Hellions coming from the backside like that, or accidental. Either way, the fact that they soaked up even just one tank shot was devastating. If those had all gone into the Cyclones, this could have been a very different fight. But coming to the main, GuMiho's actually got a couple of his tanks stuck to his kill a tech lab. This interrupts his production and gets him caught with the drop. Oh my god, GuMiho just gets a free tank and gets out of there. Maybe GuMiho's the rogue, man. We've had this whole thing wrong. It's been backwards this whole time.
Dude. The wild GuMiho prowls the savannah, looking for a straggler in the pack.
Yo, 47 has dropped the what face in chat. Guys, we need to pray.
Yeah.
We need to pray
Nice.
to 47 this needs to happen.
Come on, mate.
47,
Even
how
though I
many
let you
hearts
down
do we
before.
need in the chat? How many Tasia claps or ace cates to make this thing happen, to make it a reality? He's like, guys, I'm actually working today. Can you shut the fuck up?
I've got like 300 hours of art to do in 3 days. Do you mind not
Yeah.
putting pressure on me to make something else?
Never mind your own original characters and your fantastic art, which is on your DeviantArt that you should totally link in chat and advertise. None of that matters, okay? And the fact that you think it does, arrogant.
Right. That is arrogant, actually. Speaking of arrogance, Denmark is the best. Never subscribed after asking that question.
Oh, I guess that proves Denmark is not the best.
I
That
guess
kind of
not.
sucks. That leaves it
Guess
open
Australia
to
is the
anybody
best after
else. Is there another country that's the best that wants to prove it right by subscribing? Let us know.
Do you know who did subscribe, though? Billy Zane. I'm a huge fan of Billy Zane. Loved you in Zoolander 2.
Thank you for the 30 months, dude. Big attack, though, out of GuMiho. This actually still has a lot of Hellbats / Cyclones that are in these medevacs. It's a base trade once more as INnoVation dives across the map with his bio. It's more of the same, but these medevacs, no, he needs these.
Whee! He's got more medevacs where that came from, though. Come up from the back end.
GuMiho
Once again, going for a big push in. No lift on that CC. It goes down immediately.
I like this. GuMiho re-rolled because his character last game wasn't any good. Maybe that's the case. But, oh, man, the tank goes down. However, I think INnoVation's the one. Yeah, gonna tap out. GuMiho takes it this time. He crushes it on the defense.
All right there. Good AC rating for GuMiho after all. Gets himself a tied-up series here. It's good news.
That's going to take us to game 3 in a hot second, guys, but we're going to go to commercials before that, so thank you so much for tuning in. Denmark is the best. I'm not reading your name. I can't read your name. Stop trying to trick me into reading your name by cheering bits, man. But yeah, Acid Plant for game 3. Thank you, Face Sticks, for that sub, and we'll see you guys here in 2 minutes. All right, guys, we're back, but we're only on our faces for but a moment. As the players are shuffling into the lobby, we're getting into Acid Plant, game number 3. See you guys in game. All right, guys. Oops, I am on a player camera.
No,
that was a mistake. Yeah, it was jumping all over the screen, man. I wasn't ready for that.
Right.
Luckily, you guys didn't see it. Before we get into this, though, I'm going to replay this donation that came in during the intro. Anonymous tipped $7.43 to say, I was sick all weekend. Thanks, Maynard, for making it bearable. Get well soon. And also, fuck you. We're getting into game number 3. Things are tied up 1-1. This is the elimination series. One of these two players will be ejected from the tournament, but they got a couple games to go. So spawning here in the bottom right, we do have the red Terran, INnoVation.
And the top left corner, fighting back on Catalyst. This is Psystorm Gaming's GuMiho.
I'm actually surprised. GuMiho has been very adamant about doing proxies, and he did it in the group prior to this too, especially in TvTs. So he's been playing, for all things considered, kind of reserved in my opinion, as he's still, even on Acid Plant of all maps, not reached out for the proxy barracks.
He's going for 2 gases here, which means he's going to go for a 1 basey build. Fast Factory, Fast 1-1-1. And it looks like INnoVation is going for the Fast Expand option here. Still that single gas.
Well, so much of this...
Kind underscore for a tier 1 sub. You cool, kid?
New sub hype.
Way cooler than Denmark.
Way cooler than Denmark. Super debated cooler than Denmark. But this could be kind of interesting. We saw the Raven play a small dynamic. Oh, I shouldn't say small. It was a bigger dynamic than I expected, but still not that big of an impact on the outcome of the game. But we've seen at this point, INnoVation has his favorite units, GuMiho has his, and I think that if they both could just agree to not go Cyclones, both players would be happier for it. But GuMiho is being pretty adamant about sticking with mech. I'm just not.
Has been.
I'm not super in love with mech play, generally speaking. But I also want to give it a quick pat on the back, like super self-serving shout out here, guys. We've been rocking 4K viewers for a while now, and this is like one of the times we've been without the front page in a long time. Spoiled brats, I know, right? First world problems, but that's awesome. This means we don't need the front page to climb up to 4K viewers for a really sick BTSL group. And I just want to thank every single person tuning in, whether you have an account on Twitch or you're just watching anonymously. Thank you for watching this morning. It actually means a lot to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Unless you're from Denmark.
Hamnida, and good night.
The fucking voice again. Master Tom, thank you very much for the 15 months. Maynard and Rifkin, great casting, guys. Oh, not according to half of chat, but thank you. The comment is appreciated.
I was going to say you're wrong, but thanks. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but...
I know, people are telling me like, hey, Rifkin, your solo casting's pretty good. I'm like, no. This is going to be a pretty good fight, though, for GuMiho, as he does kill the Reapers. The Cyclone can take on the Hellions. That's not really a problem. And as there's not more Cyclones coming out, these Hellions will have a hell of a time chasing off this Cyclone.
These Hellions are going to have a hell of a time. Oh, Rifkin. Oh, you.
GuMiho's the vampire who came to the village, and these are the villagers with the torches trying desperately to chase it away.
This is even worse than that. This is like that Van Helsing movie with Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. It's like those kind of vampires, the dodgy, son of flamboyant kind. This Cyclone is doing so much here.
Wait, was Kate Beckinsale in Van Helsing? I thought she was just in Underworld.
No, she was in Van Helsing, definitely.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but I got the biggest crush on Kate Beckinsale, so maybe I'm gonna go back and rewatch that now.
I actually have watched every single Kate Beckinsale movie, and it's not for the plot. If you know what I mean?
So I'm like that with Emily Blunt. Actually, I will watch any movie, no matter how bad, as long as Emily Blunt is in it. I really want to see that one. In Control. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was going to say I'm not on the Emily Blunt hype train. I'm sorry to say.
That's okay. You stay away from her. She's mine. But I think she's in that new movie, A Quiet Place, that came out. I saw Control tweeting some good things about it, and that movie looks really good. If you guys haven't seen trailers for it, like, super recommend. That's gonna be a thriller and a half.
Nice. I can't remember what movie I last saw Emily Blunt in. I think it was like the second Spider-Man.
That one with Tom Cruise is pretty cool. The one where he goes back in time every day or something when he dies.
Oh,
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, I still remember it. Banshees both get a lot of damage done here, and it's about minimizing losses for both. I love this, though. The repair. So this is... This is so stupid, but so important. That Banshee had essentially been baited into wasting like 11 shots on a mule instead of swapping out to the different SCVs repairing it. And if you're repairing an SCV, it actually costs minerals. If you're repairing a mule, it doesn't, because it's a percentage of the cost of the repair, and a mule is free. So, like, in a weird way, that was a cost-efficient way to stop the Banshee from mangling the rest of the workers. That's so weird. I really like what just happened there. It was so stupid.
Banshee's gonna escape here. GuMiho using all these scans. Oh, INnoVation gonna be slowed down with this third base by GuMiho's Banshee. A counter Banshee.
How much?
I see your Banshee and raising one.
Oh, we got a Slurpee of SCVs dead, 7-11. So it's not too bad. Yeah, I can bring the odd reference here and there.
Yeah, the 4 a.m. chocolate bar SCVs.
Yo, I want to make these jokes, but as the security guard, I like lived and died by my patrols going past the 7-Eleven, stopping for some coffee, grab like the potato wedges that are like 10 for 99 cents, continue on with my patrol. Like, oh, 7-Eleven was so good being open all the time.
You were a security guard? Really?
Oh yeah, that was my last job before I swapped to Twitch, because I would watch a lot of streams on my shifts and I'd be like, I could do that. I want to try that.
Turns out you were right. There you go.
Yo, you meet a lot of crazy people being a security guard, and I don't know how it is in other countries, but like in BC, you have to have a license, and it doesn't feel like a lot of people who have licenses deserve licenses. There's like some crazy power tripping people out there, man. It's like, dude, you got a zip tie, not a gun. Chill your pants off. The guy. I've got stories, guys. I've got stories. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you this much: never be a security guard, because they put you on 12-hour shifts, and it sucks. No overtime,
dude. Oh my god, I've done my graveyard shifts, man. I've done my time. So have you, apparently. Yeah, 7-Eleven actually is in Australia, by the way. That was asked in chat. 7-Eleven is in Australia.
Nice.
It's not everywhere, but you know. It's one of those things, like, Australia's a little bit behind the curve with a lot of things. The only thing we're in the future with is our time zone. We get 7-Elevens, we get our Carl's Jr. and all that sort of stuff. It's all there, it's just, it comes a little bit later. Oh, armor shredder.
Forget the armor shredder, the auto turrets on the backside of this. The interference matrix completely shuts down the tanks, and while GuMiho's army's painted orange and gonna take some extra hits, what's it gonna take the extra hits from? So much just died for INnoVation's defense.
Well, look at the Banshee still causing problems up here in GuMiho's natural, but these Cyclones are really a problem here for INnoVation.
Well, if GuMiho's Banshee takes out that tank, this is gonna be awesome. Or you can just sit on the edge of this mineral line, pick off some SCVs.
Well, this Marauder's gonna land there back and shoot up? I don't think so.
It's still just like, why not? Honestly, it would make sense. It would actually make so much sense. They can shoot like so far horizontally. Surely they must be able to shoot up.
So heavy though. I feel like the Marauders are turtles. Like if you knock them on their back, they won't get up and they just die. They bake in the sun.
Man, people are like really interested on this security guard stuff. So I learned 2 very important things. Don't ever security guard in a bar. Doesn't matter what the pay is. You're gonna get in a fight and it's gonna suck and you're gonna get hit. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. But my favorite story to tell people before this attack hits, we threw a guy out 5 times in one night because he would keep going to the back of the bar. He'd buy a bag of cocaine from the owner and he'd let him back in. And we had to keep throwing the same fucking guy out 5 times in the same night. Like, how does he keep getting in? Kind of the question to ask you for the fight, but oh my god, he paints the army orange on both sides. Interference matrix on top of the tank. A liberator comes in, but INnoVation seems to edge out this fight, albeit very barely.
And he doesn't have enough anti-air to deal with these Liberators, I feel. Like, the Liberators can actually muscle their way forward and push INnoVation back, giving GuMiho some breathing space to reinforce this position at the third base.
INnoVation, I mean, the anti-air here is fairly limited, but with only 1 Liberator, it doesn't matter. And oh my god, can you out-repair this? Cyclone damage is actually the worst. Oh my god.
Wow. This is so funny.
This aggravates me almost as much as watching the Avila versus Avila matches last night. Like, that instance right there was an hour condensed into pain. GG. INnoVation takes the game.
Yeah, INnoVation was ahead in every single way there, primarily in Army.
Well,
which is the reason why they were tapped out.
It was like a 2-to-1 for the Army supply, but while my camera wasn't on it, I was about to pan over before the thing. He had just dropped in the main. Like, GuMiho was dead. So not a crazy tap out, but that's a 2-1 now for INnoVation as he puts GuMiho on match point. Remember, the player who loses here doesn't have another match to fall back to. They are just straight up gone. Sorry, as I hit my microphone. Oh no, I keep getting these random hiccups. I can't stand this. Quickly, scare me.
Boo!
Didn't work.
Rip. That's all I got.
All right, let's get the game going.
You.
Just say something about commitment.
Loser Fruit and Fast Fee have stopped streaming.
That wouldn't scare me. That made me sad. That'd be. I don't think you cure hiccups with sad, Maynard.
Twitch has decided to just basically end.
You know
Your
what?
entire infrastructure and everything you built is now nothing. That's sad again, isn't it?
Well, that's actually almost more horrifying than, because like you're supposed to be startle scared, right? Like that's the point of the hiccup cure.
Okay.
But that's more like impending
not like
doom.
just
That's like
terrified.
coming to term with like, I'm going to die one day. We are all going to die
Yeah.
one day, and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's kind of scary.
The acceptance of like something horrible is not going to cure hiccups, is it? That said, though, you're not hiccuping right now.
That's true. These guys are ready to hop into it. Let's get into Neon Violet Square, folks. It's game number 4. Can we get another ace match? We'll see you in game. I realize now that they've swapped colors up, but that is not that big of a deal, I suppose. Spawning here to the top left, reclaiming his blue. Up 2-1, we have INnoVation.
And in the bottom right, down 1-2. Sidestorm Gaming's GuMiho.
Remember, guys, GuMiho is on the verge of actually being completely removed from the tournament. So if you are a big GuMiho fan, if you love Sidestorm Gaming, you gotta cheer for him and cheer for him hard because he needs it. If he loses this, it's all over.
You just got it.
Now, for INnoVation's sake, though, this is still kind of scary for him because if he does win, if this is like a 3-1 shutout and he moves on, he has to fight against Impact, who already shut him down once today.
It's going to be funny again. I feel like Impact versus INnoVation was so close, though. Maybe INnoVation next time goes differently.
There was actually, like, I know this it's funny, this is objectively a good TvT, but it's so bland compared to the other matches that were super hyped before this. So, I mean, I'm really excited for the finals no matter who it ends up being, GuMiho or INnoVation versus Impact. But just for those who tune in again, you've missed some amazing games today, and I think, of course, GuMiho Hero stands out above all else. Game 1 of that series was bonkers.
It was pants on head insane. Bad shit insanity.
All right, Maynard, I'm going to need some backup on this one. We got a code 424 as I tried to pronounce the name of this gentleman who just cheered 600 bits.
I got you right now. You take a seat, Rifkin. 600 bits from Lord Mixolydian. Thank you very much.
Oh, is that the guy? You got to get his name backwards and he gets sent back to the 5th dimension and Superman doesn't have to deal with him anymore?
You have to do it 3 times and you have to do it really quickly. And also online strategy, I don't know, for 100 bits. At the Muslim. What's up, Ben Baker? And that's a proxy right there. A proxy factory, not a starport.
But this is so weird because it's a second factory that's being proxied. This isn't just like... I'm not sure what he gets out of this. I swear to God, if he lifts this up, I'm gonna lose my shit. But it won't matter because it's gonna get scouted. Wait, no, GuMiho, why would you possibly let this complete? There we go.
Meanwhile, at the goal base. Well, that sucks. GG.
Well, hey, Maynard, we wondered when we get a game 5, and the answer is yes.
And what a way to get a game 5. What a great game 4. That was the best game of StarCraft I've seen in the history of StarCraft 2. In the nearly 8 years of this game, game 4 will stand on the test of time. I will never forget that game ever.
You know what? I don't even mind that it was a really stupid game because it did give us a game 5. And every match today has gone to the ace match so far. We're on 4 for 4 now, boys. But folks, we're not going to play a commercial. I'll make it up to you. We're gonna trade out. We're gonna talk about the match arena for like 30 seconds instead of 2 minutes of ads, okay? But let me get the players into the lobby first, because it's been a hot minute. So here's a quick picture of the super lousy t-shirt we've got supporting the BTSL. This is the tournament we're currently casting. In the next best of 5, the last one of the day, we will be giving one of these away. So a lucky viewer in chat, chance to win this lousy t-shirt. But for everyone else, we've got posters, we got other cool things, and most importantly, and this is like the big deal, we have a bunch of freebie things you can do to add money to this tournament to help us get another North American player out for the event by going to the Match Arena page, logging in, and then just visiting the sponsor links. You don't have to buy anything, you don't have to do anything, you just click the links. And hell, if you actually want to go the extra mile, if you retweet the tweet about the BTSL from Match Arena, it adds $2 to the tournament. But are they good? Yeah, they're good. All right, so we're gonna hop into backwater. There's no intro for this one. So 5th and final game to see who dies and who moves on to fight against Impact. Make your prediction, man. Who's it gonna be?
It's gonna be INnoVation.
Aleva in chat, by the way, says looks bad, bad design. Well, that's the point. It's a lousy t-shirt.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got the joke.
The last horse crosses the finish line.
Right. Flotch asking a fair question. What is the prize pool for the BTSL at the moment? So currently it is at 6,000 USD, but we're going to have to use Canadian because it's a Canadian tournament. We'll convert that later, closer to the event, but it's at the moment 6,000 USD. The next stretch goal is halfway met, and we're going to be getting another North American player flown out. That will, by the way, be a free-for-all brawl to determine that one. And then after that, we'll increase the prize pool again by another $1,000 if we can push that limit. But t-shirts and posters and other cool things, and we have hopefully some really awesome things to announce in the next week that you'll be really excited for, but we'll leave those for when we get to them. For now, folks, we're getting into map number 5. Things are tied up 2-2 here in the BTSL Elimination Series. And in the upper left, we have our blue Terran, INnoVation, in the elimination.
And in the bottom right, GuMiho being a Gumi bro from Storm Gaming. He's going for double gas again.
Yep. So a couple questions to answer from chat while we keep a close eye on these builds, excuse me. First off, when is the BTSL? It is May 18th and May 19th, so a month-ish from now, and it's going to be in Vancouver, but more accurately Richmond, but basically Vancouver, British Columbia. Secondly, Juice Willis says, how is the cash distributed when I tip? It's 50-50, me and Maynard. So if you cheer like 500 bits, Maynard gets 250, I get 250. Cheer $5, same deal. I split it with whoever I'm working with at the day, and I don't take any extra cut from it.
But I feel like if we get like a handful more subs, we can make it 60-40 Maynard's way.
I'll tell you what are we at right now? Actually, hang on. We're at 19 for subs. If that number says 30 by the end of stream, I will give Maynard everything from today.
Wow, 11 more subs and I get everything. Jesus, that's
time for you to start gifting subs.
That's a terrible deal for you. That's a
Maynard,
terrible deal for you.
Maynard just starts gifting subs immediately, dude. He's like, shit, okay, let's buy my way to this dollar bills.
No, that's a terrible bill. That's a terrible deal. I don't think I'll accept that.
It's a terrible deal, but it helps my friend get to Canada, pay some of those expenses.
I mean, that is true. Zombie Grove and I are about to talk about Airbnbs, man. We're going to figure out a place. Yeah,
if you guys don't know, it's been confirmed at this point. All the casters who have been covering the BTSL online, myself, Wardy, Maynard, and Zombie Grove will all be at the event live. Be some good times.
It will be good times. I love Vancouver. Unfortunately, my friend that I like to visit when I go to Vancouver isn't going to be there. She's in Peru. I messaged her the other day. I'm like, I'm going to be in Vancouver. You want to hang out? She's like, oh, I'm in South America. I'm like, where? She's like, I'm in Peru and I'm going to Chile. I'm like, okay, okay.
Hope she brings a coat.
Yeah. Take it easy down there. Have plenty of paella.
Yo, so I said we keep an eye on the openings, and I wanted to bring this up a moment ago, but then he hit in the grass, and INnoVation was trying to catch GuMiho off guard. He doesn't, but it is still that surprise moment of Reapers. Now, the follow-up to this is going to be rough. I actually think INnoVation might lose here. He doesn't actually have anti-air. This Banshee will be queen in this matchup.
She will, like, when you go Mass Reaper, even if it's you know, if it's TvT and someone's Mass Reapering you, it's checkmate if you can get that Cloak Banshee up with a Cyclone Defend, and GuMiho already has those things.
The Reapers are not working out well.
Nah. Man. God damn it, INnoVation.
I'm just surprised that this is the build he dies with, right? Of all things for INnoVation to lose the series after how far this has gone, this is it? I mean, any other Terran player, we let it go. But this is INnoVation, man.
Kill that Cyclone.
Right. You know what? I said losing, but maybe not just yet. We're talking... Getting ahead of ourselves. He kills the last Hellion for the defense. That Banshee ends up coming home, which is a huge deal because the only way INnoVation was going to die is if he didn't have turrets. He obviously didn't have Marines. This Banshee would have killed so many SCVs, but he's forced to use it in front of the defense, and he's still struggling to clean up these Reapers. I still don't love what INnoVation did this game, but he did with this attack make this last a little longer. Give him a chance to build missile turrets, which are now finishing up in the mineral lines.
And you can delay this expansion from GuMiho if the Reapers went down there. Did they kill the SCV on that CC? I don't think they did. Oh, maybe they did. That CC's still a whiles away. INnoVation already has a CC back at home. He has turrets and he's mineral lines as well.
Okay, INnoVation has a chance, but with 6 army supply and still barely any of it that shoots up, I mean, these Banshees have got a lot of room to do some damage. I mean, they don't even have to pick off SCVs. They can float around, pick off reactors, grab Marines. I mean, this missile turret protects some of this, but it doesn't actually protect the stim pack. He could just go above it and kill that tech lab. Or auto-attack the turret.
GuMiho! Oh!
Okay.
Loses one Banshee.
This huge advantage GuMiho has just got halved.
That's right. And this other half is actually 1/3 hit points. Don't ask me to do the fractions. I'm a little bit more worried about the ground army here for GuMiho, actually. GuMiho does have that bunker. Sorry, INnoVation has that bunker, but he needs more than that.
Actually, the Banshee could be chipping away at the bunker, frankly.
For sure, yeah. Absolutely.
I still think, oh man, if he had pulled this off correctly and caught that stim, this is game over for INnoVation. Like, stim timing is something he's really dependent on going forward against GuMiho, who his production now is pumping out of every building. This is actually funny enough. This looks like a build Beastie Cutie used to do back in the day, like a super all-in, Raven tanks, like you name it. This kind of, it's going to be kind of brutal if he can actually pull this off. I mean, the tank is going to be the biggest deal, obviously, because INnoVation is nowhere close to building his own tanks. Nowhere in the near future.
Nah, he hasn't even got a tech lab in the factory just yet. He obviously wants tanks. You can't do TvT without tanks. Not at this point in the game. Not this far into the game.
By the way, thank you to Flotch gifting a sub to Tenodar.
There's been a couple subs, but that's very far from 11. So, looks like Rifkin's what do you call it, revenue for tonight is safe.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a 5th game still waiting in that finals match. A lot of StarCraft to potentially go through still.
9 subs in the last series? I don't think so, Tim. That's a 90s TV show reference.
Well, this attack comes down the middle. It's not something I thought INnoVation would be able to do. He's up 10 army supply. He's got +1 weapons. One of the Banshees is on the middle of nowhere on the other side of the map.
INnoVation pushing here with a bunch of Marines. He has stim. This army is... I mean, it's got to be afraid of that tank, right? Like, that bunker zoning out for the tank as well is quite nice. The tank can shell away at these Marines here at INnoVation. INnoVation has medevac support, which GuMiho does not.
Oh, he can't pick up and go. This is actually a really big detail. The Ravens, if the interference matrix medevacs prevent them from unloading, you can shut down drops very easily with them. So I love that he left those Ravens to the south side, anticipating and almost probably hoping that a drop comes his way.
Yeah, he can lock down those medevacs with those Ravens. I keep calling it lockdown, but it's the interference matrix.
Let's be real. Why didn't they call it lockdown, though? Like, it's so stupid. Interference matrix is too many syllables for anyone to say.
Yeah, it's literally lockdown with the fact that things can still move.
Oh my god, I suppose interference matrix is 6 syllables. That's so dumb.
It's too many syllables. It's too many syllables. It's too many.
Yeah, I still liked it when a scrambler missile too. That was easy to say. Made sense.
Scrambler was great.
Explained exactly what it was.
Armor Shredder was a sick name for the missile. Now it's like anti-armor missile.
You
Dumb.
could still call it Seeker Missile with an anti-armor effect too. Like, all right, attack in the main will not be deterred by the Ravens, but the medevacs get really low and the Vikings clean them up, so there's no exit strategy here. The Marines picking up a few SCVs, not bad for INnoVation. Hoping to go in, but there's that interference matrix as it scrambles the medevacs. They can't unload, they can't boost, they can't do any activatable abilities, so he has to back away. And there's more. There's plenty of energy where that came from.
I was going to say, if the Ravens dumped their energy here and didn't have anything left, that would have been really terrible for GuMiho because it didn't actually accomplish much for him. But considering the Ravens still have more, then he's just fine. He's got a very entrenched position here. I don't see INnoVation being able to break GuMiho with his drop. He has to basically lick his wounds, go back and try and macro a little bit. And he's doing exactly that, dropping a third CC on location.
Let's get scanned though, so GuMiho knows exactly what's up. His own third CC wants to be floated, but if he goes north, it dies, so he goes south instead. Not a bad choice. Still tough though, because you got a Terran player who's dropping, meaning they'll be able to hit you up and down later on. INnoVation making some moves. First Marine goes in, sees there's only barely one tank, so he doesn't have that much to fear for damage, but not a lot to pick off here.
He's being so bold right now. If GuMiho had, if he stimmed, then he'd lost a good chunk of his medevacs, at least a couple of them.
Speaking of losing, I've got lost in this game. I'm just having this moment of like, wait, GuMiho's playing bio, like actually playing bio. He's got upgrades, he's got Marines, he's got production. It's not a mech game out of him.
Yeah, crazy. The funny thing is, GuMiho in workers and army supply is actually down here. He's also down in upgrades, so INnoVation actually has the edge. INnoVation has GuMiho, yes, has this third orbital already complete. INnoVation's third's not yet complete, but I actually like INnoVation's position better.
Does Interference Matrix cancel? Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. He's gonna give chase. The anti-armor also means that GuMiho's army's way outclassing this. INnoVation cannot take this fight. He is, however, doing a great counterattack. Third base gets chased off, but does he have enough at home? There's still no tanks. Did he never make a single tank this game? INnoVation's playing this without tanks. What?
I take back what I just said. Without tanks, you can't win TvT against a guy that has tanks.
The Marauders and Liberators. I mean, if the Liberators didn't have to deal with these Vikings, then he wouldn't need tanks. But that's the problem. The Vikings kill the Liberators. INnoVation is not equipped for this fight. Third CC gets focused. Natural base dying, and he's sitting here with some units waiting to come in. But even with this super sick 360 attack, I don't think it's enough.
Well, we'll see here. He does have 1-1 on his Marines. GuMiho as well. Yeah, and he is slowly breaking through, but it looks like GuMiho just with too much.
But GuMiho killed the third CC, so it wouldn't have mattered. Like, that game was over. 36 SCVs in all. INnoVation is eliminated for the BTSL.
Man.
What?
What a world. What a world. INnoVation eliminated from this tournament. That's crazy. That means that GuMiho is going to go up against Impact instead of INnoVation. No rematch here.
Yeah, GuMiho and Impact have not played each other at all for this whole tournament. So this will be the first time they see each other. And we'll determine who moves on to the playoffs with Hero. That being said, though, we had some subs come in. Simpatry, thank you for the Prime sub, and Nandor as well, bringing us up to a grand total of 23. But folks, we're going to go to commercials. We're going to play, again, a video from Ting. We have one last final best of 5 in this, the longest group we've ever cast in the BTSL. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.